All right, what's going on, guys? This video here is going to be for all my past, current, and future clients. This subject, it's kind of a soft spot for me because it affects me a great deal, as I know it affects plenty of dog trainers. So I'm going to get it off my chest here, all right? When I do a board and train, I charge $4,500 for the board and train. Now, that may sound like a lot of money to a lot of people, and it is a lot of money. I don't think it's very little. There's people who charge a lot more from me. $4,500, you're getting my 28 years of experience. You all know how I treat the animal. Your animal is usually the only dog with me as far as clients dogs go, sometimes two maximum. And you see how much work I put into that dog, but that's just the beginning. Because when I'm done with that board and tray, I spend countless, too many private sessions trying to make the temporary work I do with the dog. Because yes, anything us trainers do with the dog is temporary. Anything. The way we make that permanent is by the education we give the owners. And I take that part very serious. And I work really, really hard at being a good teacher. And most of my clients do exactly what I ask, and everything turns out very well. However, there's always going to be some people that just won't do what you ask. And it's not because they're against it or they think there's something wrong with it. And I ask for very little. I ask for very little. If I ask for specific things, it's because that specific dog needs it. But I never ask for much, okay? People are usually shocked on how little I ask them to give me. But when you don't do those little things, it really affects all the work I've done, and it affects your animal in a very negative way. But now I want to talk about the financial side of things and how I punish my clients for this. And it's a little different than what maybe most would do. With that being said, if you're a dog trainer, don't take my advice on this. Don't do it because I do it. I'm a very bad businessman. I hurt myself financially because I give away much more than I should. And when people don't comply with my wishes, I still give a lot of extra time. But I'm going to break it down for people. I said I charge $4,500, right? That's usually a minimum of a month long that dog is with me, and then countless private sessions if the person's within driving distance. So usually, let's say within the Nashville area. If I show up to do a private session for you after a board and train, that's a minimum of a 5-hour day for me. Driving down to Nashville, spending an hour and a half with you, driving back, traffic, cost of gas, cost of stopping for lunch, wear and tear on my truck, and being away from home. It's a long day, even just to see one client. But you deserve it, and that's what I do. However, when you continue not to do what I ask, then those sessions that I'm spending my time and money coming down to see you just goes out the window. And financially, that kills me. That hurts me. But even more than hitting me in the wallet, it hurts my heart because your animal deserves better. And also, you make me look bad. You are my advertisement. So if your dog looks like shit, they're going to think, oh, she's got a shit trainer. And you may not tell people, I haven't done anything he asked me to do. You understand? Now, you got trainers out there that have been training dogs for a couple of years, 5 years, have no experience, no skill, no talent, and they're charging $1,000 to $1,500 a week doing 2-week board and trains. Think about what you're going to get in a 2-week board and train from someone with no experience. Are you going to get the same level of training that you're going to get with me in a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then countless private sessions? I can guarantee you're not. So I make the effort, I put in the time, I put in the work. This is what I do that's maybe a little different than what most would do. And I'm not, listen, I don't want anyone to do this, okay? But I'm going to tell you what I do. The majority of the people that don't do what I ask are awesome people. I adore them. Like, I have really great clients and I build great relationships. And sometimes I just want to choke them. I adore them, but they still just won't do the little things at times, right? And then what happens is I have to show up again and do more training. And sometimes I'll even take the dog back for a board and train. Another week, another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks. I've done it too many times to count. But here's the kicker. I refuse to let them pay me, even though I should. And they want to, and they try to. But I refuse to take their money. That's their punishment. That may not make sense to most, right? But that is their punishment. I'll explain to you. The majority of people, not the majority of people that I work with, but a lot of the people that I work with, they can afford to pay for a second board and train. They can afford to pay me for more private lessons, right? Doesn't affect them. It doesn't hurt them. That's what most people would prefer to do because they feel like, okay, at least I'm paying him for his time. They don't feel bad. But when I refuse to take their money, it makes them feel guilty. And I do that on purpose. I want them to feel bad. I want them to feel guilty. I've never just allowed someone to cut me a check and then I'll do whatever they ask. It doesn't work that way, right? If I were to continue to let people pay me, they would continue not to do what I asked them to do. I know that sounds ridiculous to a lot of people, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I've put a lot of time and effort in really understanding people and becoming the best teacher I could possibly be. And I could tell you, especially when people have money, if I just let them keep paying me, which most dog trainers do, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to hope that eventually, by what I do with the dog, just becomes permanent. But I'm going to tell you, it never will. So again, the things I do with your dog, and I do a lot, it's temporary. What I do with you is what makes that temporary work permanent. And so if you're not willing to do that, just know it's going to be a vicious cycle and you make me look bad. And it costs me financially big time. And it's time away from my family. So the way you could rectify that is if I ask you to do something so little, so effortless, please do it. I'm telling you to do it for a reason. I don't ask anyone to go outside and train their dog for an hour in obedience. I don't ask anyone to go outside for a half hour and do obedience. I ask for really little, simple, basic things that are going to improve the quality of your dog's life and your life. So this isn't a bitter rant. I'm not angry. And this isn't about one specific person. This is about dozens of people, right? That just would rather me just take the dog and keep working with it and keep paying me. I won't do that. I won't take your money. Your punishment is that when you don't do what I ask, I won't let you pay me. It's like when I was young and I was in martial arts, right? We used to do a lot of sparring, a lot of fighting. And I went to a very strict school. My instructor was a pretty bad dude, very serious dude. But when you fought, when you sparred, the loser had to watch the winner do push-ups because push-ups are a reward. And so the winner would get rewarded by doing push-ups. I fell in love with that place the second that my instructor implemented that because I thought it was phenomenal. You understand? This is kind of in reverse. The punishment for you not doing the work is now you don't get to pay me. Now you're going to live with that guilt. And it hurts me. So please do the things I ask you because I promise I want the best for you and I want the best for your animal. And I always have. Always have. But unfortunately, that big heart and that desire to really do the best by the animal, it can cost me time and money that I don't have. So please, please, please just do the little things I ask.